Good morning. I am Gordon Clay Bailey, son of Helen and Joseph from Mannahatta, better known as Manhattan. I'm a brother from Harlem. I was born on 124th Street, few blocks from the famed Apollo Theater. And so much of who I am, what I am, and what I'm going to offer to you comes out of that deep and abiding negritude of that community. I'm the brother in pink that's all the way black. You feel me? All right now. So coming to Hawaii, what a wonderful gift that was given to me. Thank you, Reverend Greg. Thank you all for having me. You have welcomed me into your home, and did I learn the word right? Do I say mahalo? Yes. Mahalo. I don't know if I've ever felt more comfortable in my life being in a space. Maybe when I'm in Jamaica. My mother's Jamaican. Maybe when I'm in Louisiana, somewhere where my daddy's from in New Orleans. But certainly not on most of the mainland. Certainly not in most of the places this man has traveled. So your space is giving me something that I'm not accustomed to. There are things about a dominant culture to make those of us, or potentially make those of us who are not of that culture, pause, have to think twice. My wife's from Montana. I imagine she'll be with us next Sunday. She's en route here now. When I go to Montana, I'm a little afraid. It's such a radically different cultural context than I'm used to. I'm used to seeing the world where I live. New York, Las Vegas. Clark County is one of the most diverse counties in the country. Los Angeles County, full of diversity. And now visiting this beautiful land. So peace is within me, and yet my heart is troubled. I've been reading a book over the last several weeks. Reverend Greg, would you hand that to me? Because if you haven't read this book, I commend it to you. Man's Search for Meaning, Viktor E. Frankl. This doctor unpacks something that almost seems like the how you just say that word? Unimaginable? Thank you. I can go Ebonics sometimes. It was hard for me to imagine that humanity could be that unkind to one another, huh? It's hard to imagine the transatlantic slave trade, huh? It's hard to imagine what men have done to women, huh? It's hard to imagine, and I didn't know, and I'm a former New York City high school history teacher. I didn't know what they had done to the Hawaiian people. That was not in the context of my learning. It was never in any of the books or any of the documents that my process in becoming a secondary teacher for the state of New York ever gave me. Y'all became the 50th state, and it was like, hallelujah. But oh, that ain't the truth now, is it? See, this nation that we are a part of by choice for some, and some of us by happenstance, they don't always, or maybe let me rephrase that, rarely do they speak the truth, I think. Whether it's the lie of the cherry tree or the lie of colonization or the lie of annihilation of people, cultures, ways of being, right? If we're ever going to become the great nation that this United States wants to say it is, then we've got to fix some things. One of them might be giving this great land its independence back, but that's something y'all will discern. I'm a guest, and I have opinions, but opinions like backsides, you know, everybody's got one. So let's keep it real, huh? This is my 29th year of ministry. I've been at this a long time. I started as a nice Negro, and I'm gonna die a pink man somewhere in the West. But the reality of what people need, how we grow together, how we survive difficult times, is what my ministry has been about. I served as a chaplain for almost 20 years. Johns Hopkins Hospital, St. John's Episcopal Hospital, Harlem Hospital for the last 10 years before I came into active parish ministry. All of that time, the only thing that was on my mind was how to make things a little easier for somebody who's in the midst of a difficult situation. See, it's not that difficult situations won't ever happen. Oh, they're gonna happen. How many of you here have had some? Oh, yeah. It's just a question of when. What happened in Maui? How? It's the I can't say that word, but it's that trouble that I couldn't imagine. Now I lay me down to sleep. Never thought that fires would creep, right? Who? Breonna Taylor laid herself down to sleep. Bullets riddled her body. See, we can't imagine the difficulties that might come our way. We can't imagine that our trans or LGBTQIA siblings meet trouble where they go because they just living their lives. But trouble comes. I can't tell you what it was like because I can't curse that much in a house of worship. No, I wouldn't do it. Mama would be ashamed of me. But I got yanked out of my car, called all kind of N-words for having driven through the state of Virginia. Oh my. What this Negro from New York was doing in Virginia. How dare I enter the state of Virginia with New York tags? Must be a drug dealer. Little did they know that my white relatives landed in Virginia in 1639. Little did they know that my black relatives have been in Virginia all along, right? Because somehow the Pamunkey people, the Cherokee people, and others have spoken about Africans coming to Turtle Island. But Africans had mostly the good sense to go back home. Nice to be a guest. It's even better when your guests know how to go home. Huh? My parents, 2 lawyers, said never let anyone stay more than 29 days. If they make it to 30 days, they got a claim to stay up in your house. Don't let it happen. Even if you make them go for one night, they can come back. No 30 straight days in my house. Nope, not on Gordon's watch. But this chaplaincy thing, this you matter to me thing, this from you I receive, to you I give thing, this we're connected by space dust and DNA and Unitarian Universalism, this me, we thing that we're engaged with, we're connected to, we're part of. This means when one of us suffers, oh, that's right. Thank you, Liz. You know this call and response thing, huh? You're a sister, thank you. Yeah, when one of us suffers, all of us suffer. And when the people of Maui suffered, Lord, have mercy if there be a Lord, because sometimes the world's so jacked up, I don't know if there's a gracious spirit looking down upon us, because how could all this mess be happening? Creator, creators, if you're real, then help a hurting planet. Stop the waters from rising. Stop the fires from raging. Stop the murders from happening. Stop the rape, stop the violence, stop the nonsense that goes on and on and on. When will the human family ever know peace? I worked myself up, y'all. Y'all might have to calm me down. I love the children's story. I'm sorry the children are going. Maybe next week I'll tell a story if you let me. I could tell us. I got stories. It's the one about the animals and the creatures, all creatures, not just the animals, the bugs, the birds, the bees, everybody in the council meeting talking about one of the creatures that was doing harm. I'm a little slow. It took me a while to realize they were talking about us. See, it's the humans who are the troublemakers. It's not that a tick or a mosquito is something lovely, but they're doing their thing. They're somehow part of that. What is that, our seventh principle? They're somewhere doing their thing because that's what they're supposed to do. But us? Why do we do all the things we do? Why do we make so much trouble for so many? Why don't we love each other deeply enough to put others first? Why does narcissism and capitalism and greed just infect the human family so? My dad called me a cream puff. Yes, Papa, I'm a cream puff. I'm a softie because I love everything and everybody. And the inherent worth and dignity clause of our denomination is a bit of a struggle at times because what do I do with the Nazis? What do I do with the slave owner? What do I do with the rapist, the child abuser? What do I do with the human family that goes so radically wrong? My wife, Lisa, is an abolitionist. She wants to do away with prisons and things. And I go, well, what do we do with those people that have committed heinous acts against us? She says, I'm not sure, but we have to find a better way. I believe she's right. I just don't know what that better way is yet. Maybe our collective wisdom can figure it out. What I do know is that I used to run group homes with children that were taken from those parents and placed in the state control because something went wrong. I do know that I worked in hospitals for almost 20 years and there were people with broken bodies, not because they was born to be broken, but because they hadn't received the kind of care they should have received over the course of a lifetime. I know that this nation, if it ever becomes the nation it proclaims itself to be, if those words etched in the minds of some of these politicians who think the United States is the greatest thing that the earth has ever experienced, I know if we ever live into those clauses and those amendments and actually treat everything and everybody like they mattered, we could live in a paradise like these islands where everyone could be free and we could love and we could be at ease. You see, there's a song they sing, I need you to survive. That's it. I can't make it without you, and I feel a great loss for those whose lives were taken from us without even a thought about it, snatched from us. I've grown old, and I thought the world was coming together when I was a boy. The Beatles sang songs of love. I remember my siblings fighting with my parents to go to Woodstock. I remember that I thought that black and white and Latino and Asian and Hawaiian and indigenous peoples of the world were gonna be one. Something happened along the way. We got lost. But I have hope. And I know you're hope-filled people because you're here today. You wouldn't have gotten up and come out of your comfortable homes. I think they're comfortable. Tell me otherwise. But if you come to a church, you have faith. You have a belief that somehow working together, we can make things better. I believe Margaret Mead said, never underestimate the power of a small group of people to achieve things, great things. Right here, right in this congregation, y'all are doing the work and you're on your way. So may the spirit that may exist, because I'm not sure, I haven't died yet, I haven't been able to go there and come back and tell you, but I believe that there's something greater, and if that thing actually exists, let it keep on shining upon you in this land. And I believe that just as long as you have breath, I believe that's hymn number 6, just as long as I have breath, you're gonna keep saying yes to life, right? You're gonna do that. And I believe that we as a people are gonna get to the promised land. It's just as a few bumps and bruises along the way, and we just gotta bear with it. All right? All right, and next week you're gonna get a full dose of the black narrative of Unitarian Universalism. But for today, let peace, love, joy, and compassion reign supreme for each of you and all that hear these words. Amen.